start letting off, it ain't no innocence and just no strays getting hit because, yeah.
No.
We can welcome the lady.
Yeah, sure. Welcome to Mrs. N. Welcome to Mrs. N.
All right, so let me go ahead and introduce her. She is Jenna, the professional fan on Twitter. She is a tremendous content creator out of Charlotte, as I said. She's obviously a Carolina Panthers fan. She is one of the co-hosts of the Chicks and Salsa podcast, and there's another podcast she has. I'm gonna let her talk about that here in a minute. So she was on the CTE with us on Saturday. Somebody said, well, we're not gonna do Raider on Raider crime today. We're not gonna get into a civil war today. Although right now I kind of don't feel like I care about none of y'all based on what we just witnessed. Here she is right here, man. Jennifer Lewis, what's going on, Jen?
Hello, Willie. And you care about everybody. Let's not front.
So, how you doing, Jennifer? How you doing?
I am well. How are you, Darian?
Horribly.
After having, a day to get myself together for this podcast, I am absolutely fine. I didn't grow no new strains of gray hair, none of that. So I'm absolutely fine. I'm great. I'm great. I'm not going to let this team stress me out anymore. Just not.
Trust me, I'm going to get my hair done tomorrow, so I understand the gray hair is caused by your football team. I've had 6.5 years of it so far.
It's all good.
I mean, hey guys, we're only in our 10th quarterback in 6 years. Come on, and our 7th head coach. Come on. I mean, something was bound to work eventually.
and it's just like
it's gonna work. It's gonna work against us.
Exactly. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen against the barbiturate / amphetamine, however you say that word. What's that? I'm not gonna say fentanyl because people are dying from that. Ketamine. That's the one. Ketamine. Ketamine and ecstasy and whatever else.
Oxycodone. Don't forget.
I'm just saying, at least you don't have other NFL owners calling your owner asking them to sell.
That might need to happen. Shoot.
With Mark Davis, absolutely.
You think? I like Mark Davis though. He seems to actually care about his players.
Yeah, Mark is a great owner.
Don't believe that.
Mark is not a great owner. And I said this on my recap video because I'm gonna be completely honest with everyone on this panel. Allegiant Stadium don't feel like a Raider stadium. It just doesn't.
Nope.
It doesn't.
It did on Sunday until they started stinking it up. It was
I'm just saying that just being there. I'm just saying that just being there. If you look at the years that we have been at Allegiant Stadium, we really couldn't black out our own damn stadium because we had more of their fans in the damn stadium than our fans.
Yeah, let me explain this. There was
a big radio. The sports talk station did something huge for this game.
I understand it's Las Vegas, but this shit feel like a nightclub than to do a football game.
When the team is not good enough,
it ain't even about
to justify it. Fans are going to give away their tickets to somebody who's willing to pay 3 times the price because they're flying in from somewhere and it's their vacation. You got to make somebody say, I don't want to sell this for 3 times the amount I paid for it. And they're not good enough for that.
Yeah, but you're talking about the season ticket holders that's doing that, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I have a rule. We rarely, I think my dad sold his PSL tickets one time, but he had me sell them to somebody I knew who was a Panthers fan. And that is it, because I think you have to have hard and fast rules. However, any football team put in Las Vegas, it was never going to be about the local team. Vegas is actually a small city. Y'all know that. It's a small town. It's a small town. And they were just transplanted to Las Vegas, in the last 4 years?
2 years.
So 2 years?
Yeah.
it's going to take some time to build up that fan base in Las Vegas. And you're right. In all honesty, like Vegas is a destination city. It was never going to be about the Raiders. It was going to be about the income. And that is what the NFL owners wanted.
Which is true. But at the same time, we have an expansion team in the Las Vegas Golden Knights that have overly succeeded in over expectations more than the Las Vegas Raiders did in the last 2 years there. We have, we have the Las Vegas Aces as back-to-back WNBA champions and selling out crowds because they're actually winning. We're the only team in the state of Nevada that's not winning a damn thing. So these tickets need to go down. Seriously.
Don't do that, bro. You can't compare the Knights to the Raiders. For one, the Knights,
they have a recent championship that we don't.
That don't come on, bro. You can't do that though, because for one, they're not. We never compare attendance of football to any other sport, like, or even championships. The Raiders, you know damn well the Raiders wasn't gonna go down there and win no championship real quick. They had a hard time at Oakland. Now, we already knew that when they was going to Vegas that they were about to play at Airbnb Stadium. That's not even the Raiders stadium. Like, they just got the colors on there. You know what I'm saying? They can rent that out anytime. It's about the money. That's all it is. It was about the money. That's it. Now, like you said, I have PSLs. If I could never make it to a game, of course you're going to give it to a fellow Raider fan. But being that the dynamic is Las Vegas, tourist destination, people willing to pay 3 times the amount, money talks.
Money talks. So in my situation here, I can say this: we can't say just win, baby, because we ain't winning shit, and we can't say commitment to excellence anymore because we're not excellent in shit.
We have an excellent podcast.
Yeah, we have a podcast.
And so do I.
Our podcast is more excellent than what we see in the product on the damn film.
Okay. Calm down. Calm down.
If we build a consistent team that looks like it's competitive, Raider fans will be there. Okay, but they're not gonna go watch that and pass up 3 times the amount for the ticket price. That's crazy.
Okay, check this out.
That's not good enough.
Check this out. Okay, because we only got Jennifer for only a few minutes, so we need to respect her time and whatever questions we have to ask her, we need to go ahead and get them out. But I will
let me real quick, Willie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say this: y'all went in and beat Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley. That's no easy feat.
Saquon Barkley, who does he play for?
You mean Derrick Henry?
Derrick
Henry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Saquon's with the Eagles. Sorry, I'm so happy that the Eagles beat the Saints.
Of course you are.
Well, other than the obvious reasons, because I don't mind the Bucks, but I hate the Atlanta Falcons and the Saints. But you know.
So let me say this on the heels of what you guys are talking about as far as Vegas, the stadium. And Jennifer, we're going to get to some questions here for you in a minute. Y'all are misunderstanding one glaring piece of this. When you go to Oakland, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada are like night and day. As a matter of fact, Oakland, California and San Francisco, California are 8 miles apart, and they could not be any 2 different cities than 2 cities that are that close to each other anywhere else in the world. Oakland is grimy, gutty, gritty, and all that. So the Raider mystique that we have known it is forever gone. It is gone forever. There's a different attitude, there's a different mindset, there's a different ambience when you are playing at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, right there off the 880 and Hagenberger Drive in East Oakland. That's a completely different vibe than the Strip or off the Strip in Las Vegas. So the mystique that once was the Raiders is completely extinct, and it's never coming back. And it's not I don't care how good of a team we put on the field. As soon as the Raiders went from the East Bay Raiders to the Las Vegas Raiders, we became a quote unquote soft team, because I can't see Jack Tatum playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't see the Stork playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. Lester Hayes, Michael Haynes. I can't see those monsters playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. The city of Oakland, the Raiders took on the attitude of the city of Oakland and surrounding cities in the East Bay. Now they've taken on the attitude of Las Vegas, because it's glitz, it's glamour, it's lights, it's this, it's that, and it's never going to be the same. Never.
Hey, that's an excellent point. And the thing that people don't realize, because you said people don't realize that, people outside of Oakland don't realize that maybe. Mm-hmm. But the thing that you said was that all that is gone forever. But what people don't understand is it finalized the moment we got rid of Derek Carr. It was over. No more Raider mystique ever. Once we got rid of Derek Carr, that was it.
Mm-hmm. And you make a good point.
So it was more than, we gave him 9 years and we ain't did nothing, and we turn the channel and turn the page and all this other stuff, and he ain't been the same since 2016. And see, that's how I know that people just, the fans. My whole gripe is about the fans today. Mm-hmm. But once we got rid of Derek Carr, that was it for the Raiders.
Yeah, and you're mentioning things about, you're mentioning personnel, which is a good point. But before there was the personnel, there was the attitude, there was the city, there was the town. It's the town. It's the town. It's the town. So that little old corner of the stadium known as the Black Hole, they could try to replicate it as much as they want to in Las Vegas. It will never be the same. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they're playing touch football now the way that they are, or if it was okay to knock a person out with a helmet-to-helmet hit back in the day. There's never going to be an intimidation factor with the Raiders ever again, for no reason whatsoever. All right, guys. Again, Jennifer has only got a few minutes with us, so let's go ahead and shoot some questions at her. I've got a couple questions. I just want to know what the vibe is like in Charlotte now that the Panthers have gotten off the schneid, and Andy Dalton came in and looked like he was Joe Montana again against the Raiders. What's the vibe like in Charlotte right now?
Honestly, sports radio has been a great thing to listen to the last 2 days, because it's just been fun. And like, Willie, I know you know this. I didn't want Bryce Young. I didn't want to draft Bryce Young. And it was not because of his size. It's because Nick Saban is an offensive genius, but not a quarterback genius. Mm-hmm. Like, and I've said that for 3-4 years? Like, even before Bryce was like, I had friends kind of talking about Bryce, but even before he was really on my radar. But if you look at the dynasties, all of the good teams, your Packers, what the Raiders used to do, like when I learned about the Raiders from NWA back in the 80s and 90s, that's what they need. NWA needs to start repping the Raiders again. I'm just saying. But
unfortunately, there are no MCs that are that good anymore.
That is true.
Hey, Kendrick.
But, who?
Kendrick Lamar. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you said. But yeah, it's been pretty exciting. I don't want it to go to our heads, but the locker room, and this is more exciting from the fans, because honestly, our home opening game, y'all were talking about tickets. We had tickets going for $1.60.
What?
For our opening game 2 weeks ago. My father and I did not yell at the game at all when we were there. Instead, we decided to get in a political argument. We were pretty much agreeing on most everything. But we needed to yell. That's our time to yell.
Mm-hmm.
but honestly, Dave, by the reports I'm hearing, Dave Canales kept it pretty calm. Like he was like, this is Panthers football. This is what y'all been made for. This is what we are building together, because that was Panthers football. And honestly, I feel like Bryce has been just so scarred from what happened last year that I get it. Dude's human. He is human. And there were so many shenanigans going on so many levels. I felt bad for him. Mm-hmm. He's so self-spoken. I don't want to say that an NFL quarterback can be broken, but I think they broke him last year. And he's got to rebuild his trust, and the offense has to rebuild their trust in him. In all honesty, Coach Canales was not trusting him to do the long passes. And I don't know if he had been shown that trust had it happened, but benching him and letting him sit behind a previous starting quarterback and now current one, number 10 guys, then that's, it's a good thing. And that's what people are excited for. Like, not everybody wants to like sell Bryce or sell or trade. Sorry, I said that wrong, but trade Bryce for some people do. Some sports radio people are on the fence about it now. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure one of them actually listens to me because they've now started quoting my thing about Saban. And I'm like, that's cool. Give me credit. Help me do my podcast.
So, fellas, y'all want to shoot anything at Jennifer?
Yeah, I don't feel too bad for Bryce. He'll be back out there in about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because your boy, he looked good, but I'm telling you, he's not gonna take no hits. Now, if he run into some defenses after about a couple of weeks, I don't know. I think Bryce will be back out there, but I don't wish injury on anybody. Let me not just say. Let me just say that. But I think they're handling Bryce pretty well because they're like, okay, let's take a step back. We're not trying to get rid of you. We're not trying to make you feel some type of way, but we're trying to win football games. So if you can learn behind this veteran by watching from the sideline and being a consummate pro and taking it personal and getting in your playbook and being the first one in and the last one out still and all the other stuff, when you get your opportunity, then you'll seize it.
Exactly. And people forget we were lucky with Cam. How many quarterbacks can come in their rookie season and be an immediate game changer? Y'all may not know this, but the season before we drafted Cam, we had gone 1-15, 1-14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Pickles, for that. And thank you, Pickles, for letting us get. But, and he is the reason, absolutely, Anthony, they totally did start Bryce too early. He needed to sit behind somebody, like I just said. They're making Drake May sit behind freaking Jacoby up in New England. And I can tell you now, Drake May's got better skill sets than Jacoby. But that's just, me having watched him.
Yeah, because he went to North Carolina. Played in North Carolina for 2 years there?
Mm-hmm. I was fortunate enough to interview him. But his entire family is also Carolina sports royalty.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So his older brothers went there. One's playing in the NBA Europe right now. One is in. Does he have a brother in the league?
I'm not sure.
His dad was a football player, great football player there, and NBA basketball player. He didn't play with Peppers, but he played, I feel like, in that time frame.
So we talked about this on the Commitment to Excellence podcast on Saturday, and somebody had just mentioned it in the chat about Bryce Young being thrown out there too early. But we also talked about, and D, I want you to get in here on this too. We talked about how the head coach Frank Reich at the time did not want Bryce Young, but the GM did. And now he's got another coach who seemingly doesn't want him.
So here's my take. I think there were two people in that organization who wanted Bryce Young. David and Nicole. Because I don't think Scott Fitterer wanted it, but he didn't want to lose his job over it. Frank Reich was kind of vocal about it because he saw the writing on the wall during practices and after talking to the kid. And like I heard on the radio this morning, like after training camp last year and training camp this year, he hadn't bought into the Carolina Panthers and he didn't trust them. Like he said all the right words, but they were like, there was something there that made me feel like he was bought in. And that's important. I mean, I look at Miami and even the 49ers. Somebody suggested the 49ers today, and I was like, that's interesting. He could buy more into that there because they're kind of used to shorter quarterbacks. But again, we're more of a running back quarterback system. And we have been. No matter how many coaches have tried to change it, sometimes it's just ingrained in your DNA.
I feel you. D, you got anything?
I actually don't. I mean, just congratulations to the Carolina Panthers. They came prepared. They prepped very well. They responded the way they were supposed to respond after going down 0-2. They did what needed to be done, and they kind of did what we did a week before, shocked the world. So at the end of the day, it's not really much I can say. It's just that I just appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks for giving us the video for CTE on Saturday. And great win. Hopefully y'all could build off of this, in the NFC, because that NFC South is really a good division. I'm not gonna lie. The Saints with the Falcons, with Shaw and
Buccaneers.
Tampa.
Yeah, the Buccaneers surprisingly, the Buccaneers just lost to the Broncos surprisingly on Sunday. So I was surprised about that.
John Payton knows the Buccaneers like nobody's business.
True.
And they walked into Tampa and did that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jen, we know.
May I make one more statement real quick?
Yeah.
I see on your itinerary you have business decisions. I saw what Coach Pierce said. Anthony, honestly, I agree with you. He does look scared half the time. He overthinks a lot. But again, if I were Bryce after last year, I'd be scared too.
Yeah.
I think anybody would be. I mean, and so people want to knock the kid all the time. He's still Heisman winning quarterback. Okay. So he got skills. But last year, everything that was good about his football IQ was coached out of him. It has to be coached back in.
Good point.
Putting him back on the bench behind Andy to see how to get out of certain situations in the NFL is a good thing. Plus, I don't like Alabama quarterbacks. Took Jalen Hurts 6-7 years away from Nick Saban to do that, and he still can't work a full 4 quarters. Tua, he's average.
Mac Jones. Who?
Don't even get me started on Mac Jones. My blood pressure just went up. I hate that kid.
That quarterback that came out of Alabama that's actually doing something in the NFL, and he's probably not doing his best this year, and that's Jalen Hurts. And he left Alabama to go to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley. Yeah. All right, Joe.
Duke last year. Now he's in Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Was he in Alabama too?
I don't remember.
Who?
Lincoln Riley?
No. He was at Oklahoma.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma. Remember Jalen Hurts? Remember Jalen Hurts transferred to Oklahoma after he got benched by Tua in the national championship game?
And then he went on and put up Heisman numbers at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley.
Riley.
Sorry, I heard that I went a little dyslexic on you. I was thinking of Riley Leonard.
Oh, okay. I know exactly who you talk about.
Yeah,
I follow college football well, so I know exactly who you talk about.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for having me on, and don't come down too hard on them for being business decision makers, because sometimes you got to protect yourself, and that's why the business decision comes in.
Nah, you signed $1 million contract. You got to put it all out there for the team. All right, Jennifer, we appreciate it. Thank you for allowing us to go behind enemy lines for a second time in 3 days, and we'll holler at you down the road. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
All right, there she goes, ladies and gentlemen. Jennifer Lewis, the professional fan. And she, I mean, guys, she gave us some pretty good behind the scenes stuff in regards to what's going on out there in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm say
like,
one thing.
Go ahead.
I just feel like I have to say something here about the idea about Vegas and Oakland. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm here, right? So like, there's two Vegases, man. There's the Vegas that people see when they come visit, right? They go to the strip, they gamble, it's glitzy, but that's a facade. That's not the real Vegas. The real Vegas is all those restaurant workers, all those people making low amounts and working hard, working for 4 different, companies so they can make ends meet. It's grimy in that way. You will get lost real fast over here, right? The hustle is strong. The people are real about it. You know what I'm saying? And they're ready, but they got to have something to believe in. The first year that we was here, it was COVID. There was no fans, right? So that put Mark behind the 8 ball in the beginning, right? We were in a position when we left Oakland, we couldn't even sign free agents. We didn't have the cash, right? So he got us a new stadium, which was the dream. Al's torch is there. We walk by it all the time. It's real. The issue is that the team has to represent what we're supposed to be representing. The folks are here. It's not as glitzy as it appears, right? It's all a magic show, right? But the truth is, we can get back to that if we tap into the strength. I mean, the restaurant union is here. Restaurant workers, hotel workers, them people are grinding. They're ready to get with it, right? It may not be the same as Oakland, but it can be different and still good. So that's all I gotta say.
So let's move on. And we just go put 2 topics together. Like, who is the blame for this loss? And we're going to talk about Antonio Pierce's business decision, because I saw a video that went by on X, formerly known as Twitter, about a video about Jack Jones giving up on a couple of plays. So let's go into the first part of this topic: is who is the blame for this loss to the Carolina Panthers? Are we putting it as a team, individual, collective, or how we blaming this loss right now?
Antonio Pierce.
Yep. That team was not ready to play. That's on him.
I told y'all week 1. I didn't like what I saw there.
Well, I thought you guys was gonna have to get a black hunt against me, because I was gonna go in on AP, and I thought everybody kind of felt it was something else other than AP, except for my man's right there. Sorry, y'all, because I was 50-50 with him, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I was like no on AP. The team responded to him, so okay. But what I have been saying is, AP, as he go, the teams go. If you looked at him all game long, he reminded me of Tyronn Lue on the sideline letting LeBron coach, because he just sat there all game. Yeah. Looking all like the team played that way because, like you said, the scheme that they had did not work. They act like they was scouting Bryce Young or something. Like, I could see if that was Bryce Young out there and y'all was trying to act like that, but we act like we just showed up clueless. And I do not like the fact that he tried to call people out. You could be the type of person that don't hold his tongue, but don't call people out without calling yourself out, because really, you were supposed to get that team ready. You wasn't supposed to let that happen. You knew that's what the Raiders do. Everybody knew it. We just thought we had a different team with a different coach, but you gave us the same result, and it was on you. Now, you want to call out Jack Jones? That's fine. but I'm not thinking that Jack Jones gave up on. He might gave up on a play. There's players that do that, but don't sit there and make it seem like the business decision is that he was quitting on the team, especially after the team played for a half-ass coach last year. Like, come on, man. Don't say players quit on you. No, you quit on the players.
I'm gonna just, that to me was the nail in the coffin, bro. He not only didn't have the team prepared, but then he threw him under the bus.
And then
this ain't too much different than when we had a coach call us the dumbest team in America. Yeah, I'd rather be dumb than heartless. And basically, he called the team heartless, right? Yep. Can't control himself. And then to top it all off, just for fun, he started a quarterback controversy when the game was already out of hand.
I didn't like that move either.
I mean, let me just say,
when we already lost the game, why are we going for it from the 40-yard line like every week? Like, why do we not know how to take timeouts to make sure the other team doesn't get another possession to score a touchdown right before half? It is not good enough. And I'm sorry, he's from my neighborhood and all that. I'm out.
Let me just say this, because this is my thing with AP. Name somebody on this coaching staff that actually won something in the NFL. You can't.
You mean as a coach?
As a coach. Marvin Lewis been to a few playoff games, but he has choked as a head coach in his career.
He was 1-10 in playoff games.
Exactly.
Well, your boy won a Super Bowl.
Tom Coughlin is not on his staff. He comes in and shows up when he feels like he's not on his staff.
But he still get a check by the Raiders. So like,
he does not get a check by the Raiders. He just shows up as an advisor. And he ain't been there since training camp. He ain't been on the side.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, he's a consultant.
He's not getting paid by the Las Vegas Raiders. He's not.
So we can't give him credit for having the Raiders more disciplined if when they do mess up, we can say he's not in the building. Like he is affiliated with the Raiders somehow.
He's affiliated with the Raiders.
We can throw him out though. We can throw him out because really I wouldn't call him a winner like that anyway, because the team revolted on him because of how he is. So I get what you're saying. I've always had that feeling like, yeah, we got a good coaching staff with OGs, but them OGs, when they was on their own, that it was limited. So we're only going to be able to go so far.
Exactly. And that's the point that I'm getting to, is that I just feel like the way that he picked, I understand he kept Patrick Graham. I'm on the defense side of the ball. I'm fine with that. Patrick Graham did okay going into the end of last year. That defense changed a lot. Not going to lie. But offensively, I feel like we could have had Cliff Kingsbury. We didn't want to pay him the 3 to 4 year contract and try to lowball him and get him a 2-year contract. And now you see what this offense could do with the Commanders and Jaden Daniels at quarterback. I'm not saying we should have got Jaden Daniels, because that's a totally different topic. But what I'm saying is, as a creative offensive coordinator, instead of it looking predictable every single down, you won't see that from a young OC like a Cliff Kingsbury, or a young OC like somebody out of college, or getting an Eric Bieniemy that's doing well at UCLA and won championships with the Kansas City Chiefs. I just felt like they rushed into getting an offensive coordinator and getting not the best thing available, but the last thing available. This is what the Raiders do. Prime example, last year, when we hired Josh McDaniels, how long it took for us to hire coaches that was the hire coach, because Josh McDaniels was the last coach on the totem pole in that whole circuit. Everybody in that circuit of Josh McDaniels and that coaching staff was better than Josh McDaniels as a head coach. And we didn't pick not one of them, but we picked the bottom of the totem pole and the bottom of the barrel in Josh McDaniels, because we saw what happened in Denver. We saw that he came, the head coach, and he backed out. He was toxic from the beginning. Once he left New England, we knew what we were getting into. And this is what's happening with the Raiders. It's just a revolving door. So when it comes to this coaching staff, there's no, outside of Tom Coughlin and so-called Marvin Lewis, the rest of this coaching staff have not won nothing and have not did nothing as a coach in the NFL. So
but you can't keep blaming the coaches. You can't.
I'm not blaming the coaches, but I'm saying if you're going to come in as a first head coach, you want to bring somebody in here that's actually valid and solidified in this league to help you as a head coach.
We could have Bill Walsh as their head coach. We're not doing nothing because we got a bunch of backups at running back. Like, bro, I don't care what kind of offensive coordinator you go get. If you got running backs, bro, you cannot do nothing with no running backs. I've been saying that from the beginning, that everybody seemed to think that we could do something. You can't do nothing without running backs at all. We literally have no running backs. Like, for real, none.
Without an offensive line, you can't do nothing on offense.
Nah, you don't blame it on the line, bro. You can't blame it on the line when you ain't got no running back.
If your offensive line is not blocking and your offensive line
that's not why we not running is because the O line. It's not the O line because we're not running.
So if the whole class failed.
The whole team fell.
No, it's not the whole line.
The whole class failed.
Is it the
students or the teacher?
The whole team failed.
Man, we got worse O lines than this.
It's always going to reflect back on the teacher, and in this case, the teacher, i.e., is the head coach.
Yeah, man,
it's the head coach.
You got star students.
Coach can't coach with no running back.
Star students failing.
But the thing is, though, is that you have coaches like AP that are great motivators. He may not have the experience yet with in-game adjustments, time management, nor with even personnel to a degree, because this is his. I mean, he went from a position coach straight to a head coach. He skipped a couple of steps before you actually get to a head coach. So it's him because he is the head coach. He's a great motivator. We know that. He's a winner. Well,
is he though?
I mean,
you're a winner.
How do they come out though? So this is how I look at it. See, here's my analogy. I've had people tell me before that they found this wonderful partner in the relationship, and that person saved them from a horrible life because everything changed when they got with this person, right? But the thing is, like, they actually do the work to change their life because they're motivated for that, right? So it's not the person. You just projected that onto the person. It wasn't AP. The team projected that onto AP. The team runs themselves pretty much. Max Crosby, right? They projected the motivation, the energy that they had onto this person who wasn't gonna stop them from doing it. Josh was so bad that he disabled any sort of fire and belief in this team. And so it was pent up and they just found some place to put it. But it's not AP, bro. That's my opinion.
So let me ask y'all a question. Do we think it was the wrong hire?
No.
You don't think that AP was?
I don't think he was.
Bro,
the wrong hire.
all this will go away the moment we get a running back. I promise you. All this will go away. Just like I told y'all, if we beat the Ravens week 1, all that shit we was crying about, people are gonna forget about it. But then the week after that, we lost, so now we crying about this shit in week 1. Look, if we get a running back, we got to get a running back. That's it. I'm sorry. There's no way around it. You can't blame the line when you never running the ball. They're going to give up sacks if all they're doing is throwing the ball. This is the NFL. You can literally call half of your defense now because they're not running the ball. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
I got a question for you.
O-line ain't going to be able to block. Minshew ain't going to throw for 300 yards every game if you ain't got no running game.
Who was dead last in the run game last year?
The defense was atrocious. They started listening to the hype that they was top 5, and they went out there and looked at what? So if your defense is always giving up big play, big play, score, your offense is not going to keep up. I'm sorry, man. We need a running back. That's it.
NFL. But let's ask you a question though. Last year, when they had Luke Getsy at offensive coordinator, the Bears was dead last in the run game. Dead last.
Okay.
Dead last. Even when
Okay,
I'm just letting you know
Chicago?
with the guys that they had, they were dead last last year.
Last week,
Just hear me out.
last week, Carolina was 32nd, and we got beat the fuck up. So that don't mean nothing. It's what do you do in the present moment?
I'm saying to you is when it comes to, I always was never a fan of Luke Getsy just because what he did. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Justin Fields looked good in Pittsburgh because he got himself an offensive coordinator. He got himself an offensive line. He threw for 350 yards last week. I'm sorry to say, Luke Getsy is ass, bro. He's ass.
The reason why Justin Fields look good is because he's in an organization. You win championships from the top down, not the player up. So he's in a perfect environment to be in. Like, he's going to get coached up well. They're not going to make mistakes. They're going to go over 500 every year. So he's in a perfect situation.
They know
you could have threw Gardner Minshew up there and he going to look dope. But what I'm saying is the Raiders is so dysfunctional that we can't sit there and rely on that. And we need a running game.
Hey, let's
trash, bro. I don't know why y'all keep vouching.
No, Jesse might be trash, but we don't know that because he don't have a running game.
He never had a run. No
it's not because of him. You think Josh Jacobs will look like this?
He never had a running game no matter where he went. He never had a running game.
Josh Jacobs would have had 100 yards already in the game. What are y'all talking about?
They had the worst offensive line in football, though.
Yeah,
the worst.
Because we have no running game, and they're not the worst in football. Sorry, the running game is.
Was most sacked all last year.
Oh my God, we talking about this year, bro. We don't have the worst O-line in football, bro. We got the worst running backs.
We had the worst offense. We had the worst offensive coordinator in football.
Oh my God, bro.
Everybody says that. Everybody says.
Bro, what are the Raiders ranked in passing? 7.
Right.
But that doesn't mean anything, though.
That doesn't mean nothing.
Hold on. What were they ranked in running? 32nd. So don't blame nothing but the run.
No. Look, let's look at it like this. Because
y'all blaming everything but what it is.
No. Yeah, it is the run game. It is the run game. But it's a combination of a few things. Number one,
37.
Number one, Getsy is not calling. He's not putting the personnel that he has in the best position to be successful.
Yeah.
Whether it's the line or whether it's the running back or whether it's a combination of the two. The two units are not doing what they're supposed to do in the running game.
Bro. The O-line can't block every single play, right? They can't block every single play up. So check this out. Is there enough plays for them to make plays? Yes. I can look at the runs that they had. I literally seen this nigga, instead of following the guard, go somewhere right into a pile of niggas. Why? You want to blame that on the line? Like,
I'm going to blame that on the coach.
line.
I'm blaming that on the coach.
Were they missing blocks? I seen Bowers miss a couple blocks. But y'all want to say that's the O-line? Okay. But when we say O-line, we really talking about that. We talking about that core. We're talking about the tight end too. But it does matter because he's the O-line blocker, right?
No, we're talking about the coach, bro. We're talking about the coach.
Like our O-line is out there looking like Laurel and Hardy and the Three Stooges. That's not what it is.
We're talking about the coach.
I'm sorry, but like, there's no way that Jacoby Myers started going in the fourth quarter. There's no way. There's no way that we don't look his way at all. If you look at the film, we don't look his way at all in the first half. We don't.
Bro, you crazy? They have 4 men within 6 yards of the ball, and y'all want to talk about some passes they was getting when they had dropped everybody back? Come on, man.
There was a lot of plays. That's
the reason why they was getting those passes at the end of the game. It was dropping 7 players.
Next subject. Next
They
subject.
literally dropped 7 players every down except for one.
It starts in the trenches. Our defensive line didn't play well. Our offensive line didn't play well. Our wide receivers didn't catch the ball. Our quarterback didn't play well. Our linebackers
The
is the
team didn't
weakest
play
linebacker
well.
forward in football. Spillane is the best linebacker.
Don't blame the quarterback in the line when we ain't got no running game.
Collective. The team is a collective of all 3 phases: special teams, offense, and defense. It goes all 3 phases.
Devontae had a couple of key drops too. So
yeah,
he did. He did.
Everyone is failing because
and then gonna run the wrong route and then make Minshew throw a pick.
Miscommunication.
The attention to detail is not there. The passion is
nobody
not
wanna
there.
call out
The detail is definitely not there.
So I mean, come on, that's the coach. Everybody looks bad when you don't have attention to detail and passion, bro. Like
it's just. I feel like it's not. I just don't see it for like in the way our defense played. Like I already knew Devon Diablo was going to be out, but we know he's a missed tackle.
Shit, I missed him.
Terrible. Devon Diablo's terrible.
Yeah, he is. But I missed him.
He made missed tackles, but at least he's there and he's there in coverage.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There.
What did I say in the preseason games? What was our number one thing on the defense that we lacked? And that was the linebacking position. We didn't go out and get nothing. Yeah, we went out and drafted, but we didn't go out and get a second veteran that can make an impact to help Spillane.
Like Diablo and Spillane are good enough. There's only 2 linebackers that really play in the NFL nowadays. You mostly in nickel. It is not about linebacker. It is not about quarterback. It's not about running back. It's not about O-line. It's not about how are all these things bad all of a sudden.
It's not about coach. It's a team. No. It is the coach. Collective.
The coach is supposed to get them ready. Everyone is failing because the teacher is bad.
Bro, every aspect of our team is proven. Our wide receivers are proven. We have O-line players that's proven. Minshew is proven. Nigga, the only thing that's not proven is our running backs. None of them is proven.
But it starts at the top. You have to prepare those players. It starts at the top.
Who chose to start?
We get a running back that can get over 50 yards and then we'll win games that can get 12 carries.
Next subject, man.
They literally gave Zeus carries in different looks. They literally gave him carries. They literally gave him carries when they wasn't supposed to. To try to get him going. And y'all trying to say the line didn't block all them times?
Somebody was saying that. There was somebody saying he wanted to make sure Zamir had 20 carries per game. Who was that?
We're gonna say it was a line every single time?
Nobody is saying that though, Black.
No, that's the question.
Every single time.
How many carries did he get?
No, I'm not saying that it's every single time, but at the same time, we're not going to let them off the hook either.
Nobody's letting them off the hook.
Everybody is the reason why we lost the game convincingly.
No, the only reason why I'm giving you pushback is every time we try to focus, I try to focus on just them niggas. I'm sorry, just them. Then we always try to put it, well, we gonna cut it with a little water, we gonna cut it with a little juice, and it's because it is too. No, hold up. No, we over here using this 1800 when we need to be using like some top shelf. Like y'all acting like this is a well drink that we're trying to sit there and sell for $20 for $15. No, that's no, they're not. They're not. It's the running. I'm telling you, if we got some running backs that the defense actually had to look at, then it don't even matter who you are. Then that makes the defense be honest. The defense that we're playing are not honest because they're pinning their ears back, going after the quarterback every down.
Can we even get to the second level? How slow we are going off the ball? Can we even get to the second level to even give running lanes?
I have a question.
So let's go. Let's watch the game, bro. I literally looked at the line, and the line is not fucking up like that. Come on, man. They got running lanes. It isn't like the line. It's not like our old line is getting pushed in the backfield. That's not what's happening.
It's a team loss. We're not just going to blame this loss because we don't have no running backs. The defense play like shit. Daniel Carlson missed field goals. We had drop passes.
Here we go.
Just a goddamn running back.
Orange juice.
All I'm saying.
Little grenadine.
Goddamn running back. We got to be coachable. And a lot of these years on this team is not
let's just go look at the running back plays in the game, and then we'll have this conversation. We'll just go look at the running plays in the game, and let's have this conversation.
It's bad. Go ahead, Willie.
I just want to say, let's just move to the next subject.
Listen, at this point, we know Marcus Epps is out for the season. Who's going to replace him at safety? What's next?
Shit, any Palomao shit, because that boy Epps was out of position all game long.
Yeah, I like what's his name? Palo Alto, California.
That's Palomao family. He's just
Sam Webb got moved up. He got moved up from the practice squad too.
Yeah, but that spot will go to Palo Alto.
Palo Alto.
Yes.
Shout out to
you call him Palo Alto.
We'll see what he do against when Amari Cooper comes back and play against his team.
Shout out to the Cardinal. Palo Alto.
Not the Cardinal. That goes crazy. That goes crazy. So, what is how did the high ankle sprain for Max Crosby, knowing he had that big ass bolt on his leg, right?
He was hurt.
You can tell that it affected him so badly, but at the same time, if I am the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think you said this before, Raider Nation Hotspot, if I'm not mistaken, Hassan Reddick is out there. Hassan Reddick is out there. And he's not going to play for the Jets no time soon. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. When it comes to numbers and when it comes to stats, right now, Hassan Reddick is still in his prime. If you really want to go get another edge rusher, because Tyree Wilson is not doing it, he's not getting it done. I don't care who you have on the opposite side of Max Crosby. None of them are better than Hassan Reddick right now. None of them. So if I am the Las Vegas Raiders, I would make the call.
They probably have, but the Jets.
I don't think they would. I don't think they did already.
The Jet, well, they may have. They may or may not. Let me put it that way, 50-50 split. But the Jets are playing hardball. They're not going to trade Hassan Reddick. They're trying to make a point. Aaron Rodgers is not going to allow them to trade Hassan Reddick.
Yes, they would if he wants DA back.
I'm not sure.
If he wants DA back, he's going to make that trade. Aaron Rodgers gets what he wants. He gets what he wants. Aaron Rodgers always gets what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, he will be. I mean, and then of course, Yannick Ngakoue got picked up by the Ravens today, so he definitely would be able to help us out for real, especially with Kuntz being out for the year, and we just don't know what we're gonna get from Tyree. And now that Max has a boo boo on his leg, you know,
that boot was big as shit.
Yeah, it was. It was like Dookie. It was like
a big ass boiled egg, but it was before you actually put it in the actual water. Like that thing was like rock solid.
So I didn't even know Max was hurt. Like I didn't know that going into the game, right? I didn't know that.
I don't think.
And the thing about it is, if it is an ankle sprain, let's just keep it lit. If you a player with a motor, that's like playing on one of those donuts. You can't go over 65. That thing gonna start wobbling. I'm telling you. So now we can't just put him out there and expect him to still 80% of Max is better than 90% of the league. Yeah, right. Not when you can get blocked up. When I'm seeing you getting pushed around now. So now we got to worry about what we gonna do about that, because if we had a top 5 defense, then that would tell me that we had other players on the defense that's gonna fill in the gaps. But we looked at absolutely like the regular Raider defense without a Max Crosby.
Him and Christian Wilkins were out into the last day of practice last week.
Yeah, they were limited all week last week in practice. Both of them.
It came out. It came out of the injury report. The injury report came out. The last final injury report.
Yes, I don't like when they do that, but I understand why they do that though.
That's for the money. That's for the money.
Money.
Yeah.
But in the Carolina game, it didn't matter because we were favored by 4.5.
Well, yeah, but people not gonna want to come to the game of Max Crosby not playing.
So if you take the defense, you take away Crosby, Wilkins, and Diablo. That's not the same defense, and that's basically what it was. Because Wilkins was not the same, Crosby was not nearly the same, and Diablo wasn't on the field. So You know,
Hey, you right. I was like, I can't believe that I said I missed Diablo on the field because, like you say, he might not make the tackle, but at least he's there. Like,
Yeah, he's
I literally saw Epps taking all the wrong angles to the ball carrier.
Yeah.
And not only that, y'all. I mean, and not only that, we dropped some interceptions that would have changed some stuff around too.
Yeah, Nate Hobbs.
Yeah.
No, don't do Hobbs because Hobbs was the only one playing. But he did. He was supposed to catch that though. He was supposed to catch that though. You're right. He read it perfectly and everything. Yeah, you're right about that. And that would have changed the game.
The aspect of the game if we would have had that pick. I think we would have changed the whole aspect of the game.
There was one that he picked off in Carolina's territory, and then there was somebody else that dropped one in the end zone. Was it in the end zone?
No, I don't think it was.
It was hold on, I'll tell you. Hold on, I got my note.
Because like we made Adam Thielen look good too. We made OG Adam Thielen look good too. Even though now he's on IR with a hamstring.
Yeah,
he's on IR with a hamstring after he caught that touchdown.
Yeah, that was ugly. But yeah, I think Bennett played well. I haven't got a chance to look at all 22. I will be looking at that. But
I just feel like Carolina has kept running the same slant play to Deontay Johnson. I mean, was it Deontay Johnson? Yep. Yeah, Deontay Johnson. Every single time, I'm like, "Yo, where is our linebackers in the middle of the field?" Like
every Divine Diablo to cover up that space. That's what that is.
Like every third down is like a slant to the middle of the field. Like what the fuck?
They had Masterson in there for Diablo, right?
Huh?
Masterson.
Yeah.
At
first, Masterson played too.
At first,
he was in for Diablo, getting ran off the spot.
Yeah, he's a special.
I think I don't know if did Armani Burney play some snaps too, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. He did play some, but it's Gainer. That's who needs to be out there. So
okay,
that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and this is why I say what I say about the linebacker position, because if one of those go down like Spillane and Diablo, we had no depth there. We just don't.
But I think we do. We just don't have a coach that recognizes who's good and who's not.
And finally, from a coach that actually played the linebacker position, it's surprising that he don't know. That goes crazy to me.
No, because we don't.
He's stuck on the mental part.
Because like being a Super Bowl champion linebacker and playing in the league for so much, you should know how to prepare these linebackers, knowing that you had Diablo out. And I just feel like overall, from top to bottom on this team and this whole 53-man roster, we just didn't show up. We just didn't.
Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah,
we just didn't show up collectively.
So this is that. So take the film and just throw it in the trash and let's move on to Cleveland.
Hell no, they better look at this film. This film tells it all right here.
They need to throw that film away.
This was the real Raiders we saw this week. Like we didn't like. This was the real Raiders that we saw this week. I'm sorry. Like this was it. There was nowhere that I look and say, "Oh yeah, they underachieved." Nah, that's what we look like for real. That's what we look like. No, but to give some grace to the Raiders, like you say, our defense didn't look the same for the simple fact them three key players didn't key up, and we looked ordinary, pedestrian, as they call it.
That's right. It's the one of the most impactful positions in the game. Period is pass rusher, right? A pass rush can change a lot. That's why the quarterback must go down. And he must go down hard, right? So when you don't have that, it just is like effect of everything being, it's like dominoes, right? We can't rush the passer, so now they got time. He's picking us apart, and then Max is getting blocked up, not making those plays he would usually make in the run game, right?
Pressure,
and Christian Wilkins isn't there to plug up the holes like he normally would in a run game and get pressure. And everything else just starts to cascade, right? Because it starts in the D line, right? And they were bad, right? And then when you can't run the football because the running back can't see in front of him, right? Like he literally can't see a hole. If it's there, that affects people, man. Imagine blocking making a hole over and over again, and then the running back don't take advantage of it.
Right.
And then they blame you.
And then they blame you, right? Like, is the O-line like playing great? No, but they're not. They're not what.
They're not the issue. They're not horrible.
She was the same damn O-line, basically. Right? What changed? What changed?
The scheme.
No, even it ain't even that.
Who is our offensive line coach? I don't even know who our offensive line
Running
coach
the
is.
football is a 1-2 thing. Stopping the run
It's
is
a 1-2 thing, right?
And how come they didn't want to?
Because it was the Panthers.
Coach, bro, the coach.
I'm saying, but from
the coach.
From a non-preparation standpoint, yeah, the coach. From a performance on the field and mindset going into a game, I think they drank the Kool-Aid. I think they completely overlooked this team with Andy Dalton coming in. And Andy Dalton, y'all, some people act like Andy Dalton was a scrub. He was not a scrub. I mean, dude can play.
Not.
He can play. And somewhere along the lines, I think the Raiders forgot that, maybe even the coaches to a degree. So you come in and they have benched their number one overall first round pick from 2 years ago, or a year ago, whenever it was. You're thinking that, hey, we just came off of this win against the Ravens. We just beat Mighty Lamar and King Henry. We're going home for our home opener. They're gonna come in down, and we just gonna show up, and we just gonna win. Well, guess what? That's why they say any given Sunday. And the Raiders are not good enough, not nearly as good enough to just show up on the field on any given Sunday and think they can just win something.
And you can't throw the O-line out of the bus the week before and then give these dudes hella carries the week after and they still don't find a hole, like you said, and then say, well, the team played bad. The whole team played bad. Everybody played bad. Nah, everybody didn't play bad, bro. Some people play average, but it was some players that played bad. Like Jack Jones played bad. Like that, he was out of position probably more than Epps.
How you get beat?
He the one that made the
right out of position the whole game.
How you get cooked by Adam Thielen, bro? How you get cooked by Adam Thielen?
It could have been any wide receiver in that position that ran a post in between. When you got how do you let the defender behind you all game long? Like, it didn't matter who it was, and then when they played back, all they did was run a little crossing route, and y'all can't even tackle that.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I was never I'm gonna be honest with you, I was never a fan of the 4-2-5. I was just never a fan of it.
Never liked it.
I never liked it because it just keeps our linebackers, especially when it's in a spread offense and you have a 5 wide receiver set and you only got 2 linebackers. You can't do nothing to that.
Too much space.
Too much space.
Way too much.
Too much space.
Like 70,
and that's why we had Spillane and what was that? Luke Masterson most of the time out there getting beat across the middle every single time. The middle was
and we can't have 2 white boy linebackers.
Yeah, Eichenberg out there too.
I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, it was like
you gotta have one, but you can't have 2.
Yeah, you can't have 2. You gotta have one. You gotta have somebody that can run them down, like pass coverage.
That was the
that's true. That's true too. Oh, James Craig. Oh, okay. Don't know too much about James Craig.
Why do we do that? We had a great O-line coach, but I guess AP didn't find him, so we had to get rid of him.
But I just hope this is a wake-up call to the defense. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we drinking our own Kool-Aid. We need to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. We drinking Tang right now.
I saw Jack Jones midweek, talking about Brock Bowers' Madden score. I knew he was in trouble. Jack Jones is like a great barometer for what the players are really thinking.
His rating has how his rating increased from week 2 to week 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. Where's the coach at? That's your boy.
He said you love Tang.
So going into week 4, Minshew, Gardner Minshew is going to be the starter. I mean, we knew this. Like people is
You
coming
know
for
that.
Gardner Minshew's head, of course, because AOC came in the fourth quarter and did whatever. But I think AP was going to stick with Gardner Minshew regardless. But the thing that made me mad about AP is that he put it out there because Adam Schefter is a legitimate source, and he did say that they're open to a coach to a quarterback change.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Why would you say that? If you know you're sticking with Gardner Minshew in week 4 against the Browns, why would you come out and say you're open to a coaching change?
Because he didn't know. Because he talking before he thinking. Because he wouldn't watch the tape like I did, and I was like, "Well, let me see exactly what Gardner did that he shouldn't have did, and what he could have did that he didn't do." And I got to looking at the tape, and I'm like, "Okay, Gardner is not the issue here." Even when he was. Now this is when I started seeing the true things about the line, right? I started seeing players getting pushed back into the pocket. People expecting Gardner to be doing certain things. At least he knew that Gardner is not the issue, because I was hoping deep down inside in my little cynical brain, I was like, I hope they bench him. Go ahead and bench him so we can go 1-4 the next few games. And y'all thinking this AOC gonna do something. AOC ain't even got the pocket awareness presence to get out all those different situations where we try to figure out without a run game. Like if we had a run game, then you would have an argument because he might do some stuff, but not when you got somebody coming from somewhere and then you thinking he gonna roll out every night and throw it to Tucker sliding across the end zone at the end of no, that ain't gonna happen. Not when they coach him up for a week.
A-Train, Devontae had a couple of key drops in that game, man.
Major first down ones.
Yeah,
I was cussing him out on the live.
Yeah, he had some major drops.
If you got the ball here, right, as a receiver, and you let somebody knock it out your hand, that is on you.
Yes, that is on you.
Minshew threw one pass in between 3 people. Cold. He was cold. Threw it in there. It looked like Devontae was trying to catch it and make a move. And I'm like, why? All you have to do was catch it and fall. That was the first down.
Another drive stopper, another momentum changer. Just like those dropped interceptions, same thing.
The defense is playing him different too. Minshew. Go ahead. They're playing to keep him in
once
the pocket.
he checked out, this guy, he runs an out route when it's a hitch. I'll put it on half the quarterback, half the wide receiver.
Yep.
Oh, talking about on the interception?
Yeah. Don't say Minshew out there throwing picks because he only got sacked once in the first half.
But he was under pressure, bro. And on the cool, the receivers could not get open. They couldn't get open.
Besides that one deep pass to Trey Tucker, other than that was it.
Bro.
Because we don't run the football. If you know it's a pass pretty much all the time, it's a lot easier to defend. They're in cloud.
A whole lot easier, and it's harder to read the windows because you know that they're gaming you back there. It's not like they got somebody blitzing that you can kind of be like, okay, we hot here. They got everybody dropping, doing all kind of weird stuff, and then you got a lineman, and you doing this, and you look up and see somebody like the one, like our Raider brother that got the thumbnail. And they talking about wide open receivers. Like even in that play, when Minshew was trying to matriculate the pocket, Devontae just standing over there. Mayer, that was supposed to run the drag, for whatever reason, he goes this way. I don't know why he went that way. If he would have just drug with Minshew, he bought enough time to see him to throw it to him still. But like you said, receivers wasn't getting open. So it's a clusterfuck of everybody. I'm not trying to say Minshew was doing everything appropriately because I've seen him make some reads that he wasn't supposed to make. But I'm just saying, like, things roll downhill like that. And if you don't have no run game to fall back on, then it's a house fire. It's not a kitchen fire. It's a house fire.
See, Rodney, when I watched your video, right? And I see what you was talking about you saying that Gardner Minshew had a good pocket. In those plays that you showed, you can see least 3 of the 5 offensive linemen getting pushed back. So even when Mayer was supposed to go up the seam and pass the linebacker, Minshew wouldn't have never had time to get that to Mayer over the top because he had 2 of his tackles coming into him. So in that situation, you really can't blame Gardner Minshew to have a throwing lane when you have both of your tackles pushing you back, getting pushed back into your pocket. So when it comes to certain plays on there, yes, Devontae Adams was open on the out route. That it could have been a quick first down. I understand that. But at the same time, you have to see the offensive line pocket caving in where certain throws he was not able to make in that situation.
Bro. Yeah, you're right. But the route concept, first of all, the left tackle, you're right. The left tackle, first of all, the left tackle got pushed all into Minshew. That's why he moved over a little bit. Now, those other guys, they got pushed back, but they had a wall, though, still. So Minshew still was playing in there, but it's this guy right here. Now, you want him to throw that out route, right? It's a guy in the passing lane because it's a running back going. He didn't even go nowhere, so he stayed in the passing lane. The corner sitting on that. Minshew is reading that safety to make him go this way or stay there. So that way when Mayer come through the back, then he hits that there. But he couldn't do it because he's trying to move over now. And we thinking, no, the route concept wasn't 2DA, right? It's that left tackle getting pushed right into him, and he can't throw it over him because if he don't zip it down there, it's gonna get pick 6.
Pick 6. Yep. Corner is looking right at him, baiting.
He was looking right at him because when Minshew dropped back, he was looking right at DA to hold the corner, to hold the safety.
Exactly.
That's why he did that.
Is down the middle. But you can't get down the middle if you can't block it.
Because you can see Mayer going. You can see in that particular play, you can see Mayer going up the seam. But if you see that he wasn't able to step into it and make that throw because he looked directly at Devontae Adams. But you can see on that play that the corner was waiting for that throw. He was waiting for it because if he would have threw that out route, that would have been a pick 6. It would have been a pick 6. So when it comes to that whoever that, I forgot what tackle that was on the left or the right side, he couldn't really look through the progression like he wanted to because that pocket was caving in.
Yeah.
I understand AOC, the pocket was caving in, he bounced out. Yeah, he threw it to Tucker. Cool. But at the same time, it was people say it wasn't prevent defense with AOC in there. It wasn't. But at the same time, do we want to go with Gardner Minshew? That's going to be our quarterback, and we just got to deal with it until prove it differently.
Yeah.
On that drive, the AOC had in garbage time, he had 2 turnover-worthy plays where defenders dropped interceptions.
Ron, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. No matter what quarterback that was back there,
they did drop 2 interceptions, but they literally have 4 down linemen and 7 people dropping every play, bro. They're not going to do that in the beginning of the game when AOC is in the game. They're going to be blitzing. They're going to be doing all kind of stuff.
They did on a few drives. They did have a 5-man front.
On like 2 plays out of all his plays. And then you can't even do that when you in the red zone. So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, at the end of that game, they had 4 down linemen dropping 7. The other 7 wasn't even 6 yards of the ball, bro. Minshew would have ate that up too. All I'm saying is this though, because when we split hairs like this, because it makes it kind of weird. I just think that Minshew got more experience, and if he's having issues, it's not like AOC gonna come in there and show us something that Minshew ain't showing us. It's
right.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
So going makes the point where he says, if Aiden comes in, can it be worse? Yes, it can
be worse.
It will be worse.
It will be worse.
The way the line is right now, yes. You want to see another 6-sack game, and then Aiden is ruined. You see what happened to Bryce?
And then our line is going to be ruined too. Because then they're going to start talking about how weak the line is, although it was the same damn near line from last year. Like, We creating
I
issues.
understand that Minshew is not consistent, but will Aiden O'Connell be consistent when he
How
comes
is he
in?
not consistent? Where is he
What's
not consistent at?
Yeah, what is not consistent about Minshew? He's been the same.
Right.
Like we know what he is. Like it's not a
Bro,
surprise. The
At
rest of the
halftime,
team has been
Minshew was
dog
8
water in
for
that
14, 8 for 14, 117 yards at halftime. And then 2 of those wasn't on him. But anyway, 8 for 14, right? Eddie Dalton was 15 for 22. First of all, that's incredible for a first half. 212 yards with 3 touchdowns. That's a game.
Yeah.
That's a game.
getting sacked.
Minshew ain't the problem, man.
Yeah.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think Minshew's the problem either. I don't think so, but because we seen him throw balls into tight windows and receivers didn't catch him. So who we blaming, the quarterback or the receiver? We can't blame the quarterback because he's throwing into tight throws, and he's like Devontae Adams is one of them that dropped mad balls.
And guess what?
And then I'm gonna shut up because I know I talked a lot, but I gotta get this out because then we was complaining. Well, DA is this. He needs to get more targets. It was time that I know Minshew could have threw this to another receiver, but he threw it to Devontae Adams because of the circumstance, and then you get the ball knocked out your hand.
Mm-hmm.
9 targets and he only had 4 receptions. Enough said.
Yeah, right.
Enough said.
Enough said.
2 blatant drops at least 2.
Here's one more thing, D, before we move on to the next one. And I know we got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. Did y'all see where Devontae was asked about a potential quarterback change, and he said, "No, we're gonna stay with Gardner."
Yep.
That I think that says something.
Yep.
I think that says something. I think that says that he himself knows that he had those drops. He can play better. And the fact that Gardner is definitely doing what is necessary to put this team in position to win and to not lose. I think that says a lot. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I could go with that. Like the leaders of our team is DA and Max Crosby. So it's essentially what they say goes, pretty much, right? Just like our defense was deflated because Max was deflated. He wasn't the same energy. Defense reflected that. Our offense with DA, same thing, reflected that. So as they go and the coach goes, our team goes. So DA, like you said, people scared to call DA out. I love DA. People scared to call him out. Yeah, but you bring a good point to say that, hey, I want Minshew in there, because had he said AOC, then I would have been like, oh, you be sabotaging the team too.
Mm-hmm.
So what is our final thoughts going into this week? What we looking, what are our expectations going against the Cleveland Browns? Now we know the Browns always had a good defense, offense, everything. Be going against a Deshaun Watson that didn't play well the first 3 weeks of the season. You got Amari Cooper over there, no David Njoku. You got, even though you don't have Nick Chubb, but you do have a solid running game with how they play. So what's your thoughts going into this game versus the Cleveland Browns?
Man,
Max is still hurt, right? Max is still hurt. So I don't expect our defense to be top notch. I mean, at this point, honestly, I expect a loss, bro. Like, I don't believe in this coach, so I'm out, bro. Like, until that gets replaced, I think it's gonna be the same thing.
Hey, you do well in Vegas, huh? You don't get hit by the house that often, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I try to take my emotions out of it. I love AP, bro. I love what he brought here with the Raider way. Like, I love the passion. He's from my neighborhood, and I want him to succeed. But it is what it is. It's my favorite phrase. It is what it is.
Right.
And just to let everyone know, Deshaun Watson only played us one time. He's 1-0 against us. And you know, he was 27 of 39, 279 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions when he was with the Houston Texans against us.
Yeah, but he ain't that guy no more.
He's not that guy no more. But I'm not
playoffs.
going to jinx it this week because we
Please.
said that about Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton looked like him.
Right. That's why I said it do matter, though. It does matter because it does matter a little bit. But what I expect this week is this. I expect a reset, right? And when I say reset, not reset to who we think we are, like reset to last year when we was treading water trying to figure out who we are.
Right.
We don't know who we are. Now, what's going to tell me again is what is AP going to do before the game even start? Are you going to still stick White back there? If you do, are you still going to keep trying to give him carries and keep the clusterfuck? Or are you going to say, look, obviously we passed the ball better, so we're going to come out passing the ball, and we're going to set up the run by passing the ball and just go with it that way. And if they do that, then we have a chance. We got a fighting chance because it's not like Cleveland is dominant like they was last year. So we have a chance. But I'm like, bro, like, I'm not expecting us to win, but I'm not expecting us to lose either. So I don't know what to think about the Raiders, which is our familiar position that we always in once we let the narcotic known as the Oakland Raiders / LA Raiders / Oakland Raiders / Las Vegas Raiders. So when we sitting back and we like just enjoying the high, let's just see what happened this week, and then we can talk because we ain't got no room right now until we see what Coach AP gonna do because all he doing is throwing people under the bus, and I don't like it.
Final thoughts before we head out of here. Final thoughts.
Oh, business
Pete Carroll's
decision.
out there.
No, business decision. Everybody talking about the business decision. I don't really plug my channel because this is all about this right now, NBR. But the name of my podcast is called Business Decision Sports. Like, so this was so funny to me that he came out talking about business decision. He needs to make a business decision if he's going to be up or down because he's the one that said he want to be consistent. He's the one being inconsistent. As he go, the team goes. So go to Business Decision Sports, BIZNESS, like town business.
Town business, baby.
Business Decision Sports.
That's right. That's right.
Town business.
So Willie,
It all time.
I gotta go over to my other channel because WBA playoffs, my Aces is playing. So
Yeah. So
we're about to sweep over. We're about to get that sweep over here. So I'm about to head over there. So Willie, you can tell you under the our stream, you're under my StreamYard, right?
yeah, but we gonna get out of here, man. You can go ahead and bounce. Hotspot, you got a final thought because I don't really have any.
Man.
Straight up, I do.
Yeah, I mean, my final thought is like we had to make the coaching decision we made because players choose who will lead them. You can't really force them to be led by somebody. They wanted this leader. We got to let it play out. But you know, we need to like be real professional about who we pick next. I'm joking about Pete Carroll. I'm not saying that for real. We need to pull you know, he needs to channel out and find that guy. Like when he found John Gruden, he found John Madden, right? He thought it might be AP. He let it play out. You know what I'm saying? He listened to his players. He got us a great stadium. He got the fans willing to be here, right? So now the last part is we got to find that magical coach that can really lead this team, that's going to be paying attention to the little details but not boring people. So it's hard to do, but it's out there. I just don't think this is it. So,
And that's what they get paid. And that's what they get paid the biggest bucks for. All right. So thank you to everybody that's rolling in through the chat. Man, we do this because of you guys. And y'all keep us accountable, man. So we really appreciate it. Stay tuned for the CTE podcast on Saturday. We'll dive a little bit more into the Browns. I'm going to try to get somebody for another behind the scenes or behind enemy lines portion of the show from the Browns family. So I'll be working on that. And look, man, y'all stay safe. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. And we'll holler at y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.
I didn't care as much about being respected as I cared from the standpoint of winning about being feared and being imitated. And then respect could come after that.
What's up? Hold on a second.
Hey, when you go over to all 22, let me know so I can if you want to go over it together.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely trying to do that. So just whenever you want to do it, let me know when you're feeling like you got a little time.